Okay, y'all, I wanted to go over understanding energy with you. Right? Now, I'm very excited because I have just learned how to turn my phone into a webcam, which is also why I'm not looking directly at you. But let's talk about understanding energy. This is our next unit. It will be a self-directed unit, and we're going to have a test on it on January 24th. And we're going to have two quizzes. Those quizzes are daily grades, and the first one will be next Tuesday, and then we'll have another one on Friday. Now, this is the menu that you picked up. It has a whole bunch of information on it. You have a time period to complete things. You want to get 100 points. You can do up to 20 insurance points. Those can be useful because they're useful because if you don't get enough points on something else, you can use them. This is going to go as 2 grades. One is going to be a daily grade, and one is going to be a lab grade. If you look at the list, you're going to see some of these have asterisks in front of them. The ones with asterisks in front of them, these are ones that everybody must do. Okay? Everyone's got to do them. This will give you up to about 55 points. There's a little bit of room for creativity in here, but most of it is getting us through an entire unit. If you haven't already, I want you to show this to me by January, today's the 13th, 14th, 15th, January 16th. That is if I have not already checked you off. One thing that is very, very important is that you turn your assignments in at any time you have them complete. That way you can go ahead and we can just keep all of your points going through. Specifically speaking, you do have to have 2 checkpoints. We set it over here. You want to have 30 in by the 17th and 70 in by the 19th. Okay, that's Thursday. Again, we're going to have our test on January 24th, and you know what? Let's put this in here. There will be a review on Monday. Okay, there you go. So that's when your review is. Let's take a look at what's showing up on these. The first 5 items, or the 5 or 6 items, that are all 5 points. All of these are kind of background basic information. A lot of it would be a rehash. You may have learned this stuff in 8th grade, 7th grade. It's like, what is work? What is kinetic energy? What is gravitational potential energy? It does go a bit more into it because we're going to talk about conservative and non-conservative forces. But that's reading. If you look on the sheet that was front with the QR code, or this one right here, the Understanding Energy, which I will link to on the Edmodo, you already have information in here about those first 5 things. Okay? For example, it says for the 5 points for the notes outline for work, kinetic energy theorem, all those topics. So that's one of them. If you want to use the textbook or you want to use videos. Textbook or videos. Both of these require an outline, and I am going to insist that outline is done. If you are not really sure, if you're trying to do it over the weekend and we haven't had much of a chance to talk about it, you can go click on the link for here, which is a wiki on how to do a chapter outline. It'll just walk you through a couple of different ways. Okay? So you can use that. I didn't want to talk for too long, but I did just want to show you this. Some of this is videos. The textbook one, this will, if you don't already have it, this is that OpenStax textbook. It's in your perusal. You can just download it to your phone or wherever. It's going to keep loading in a second. Or not. Just in case it doesn't show up, if this is what you... there you go. That's what you want. You want AP Physics Collection. It should look like this. If you need to, you can play around with these things to get to where you need to be. The videos you should be familiar with. Those are all flipping physics ones. Okay? It'll take you right here. You're just going to have to scroll down till you reach energy. There you go. Alright? So I'm looking at my bar thing, my scroll bar over here, and you can see that it's about a third of the way down. So all of that is the basic stuff. Real quick, let's go over some of the other things that are on here. And it will all show up on here probably within the next few days. But for right now, it's just the 5 points. So let's talk about a few of the other ones. Physics Aviary. We have done Physics Aviary before. It'll look very familiar to you. Hang on a sec. Okay, Physics Aviary right in here. I will give you specific links to the ones that we're looking for. Namely, we're going to be looking at work graph, because this is, again, graphing is a really big deal. So, scrolling down, here's the bit above here. Do it this way. Okay. Hey, right here. So here's an example of one. Work from Elastic Graph. It will tell you what you're going to be doing. It will give everybody their own graph. You hit begin. Alright, when you end, it'll take you to a screen and you can put your answer in. Don't forget, you have to have that answer there, because once you have it, this is just a random one, guys. Once you have it, you're going to need a screenshot. Alright, you're going to need a screenshot or take a picture of or whatever of the stuff that it must have your name on it. So that's how you're going to do all those Physics Aviary ones. Okay, just getting rid of this stuff here. So going back to the other types of stuff, there's going to be 2 sets of the Physics Aviary. The Conservation of Energy practice will just be problems. You are already familiar with ranking tasks. And the in-class energy lab. The in-class energy lab is like those forces problems that we did a while ago, where we did the work up front. We had like the worksheet with the question on it. We did all of our work up front, and then we go in and you verify your answer in the back. Those are the lab ones. So there'll be 3. They're broken up into 3 problems, and then there'll be having 1 through 3 is the first one. Everyone has to do that. Fix this. Quick edit. 4 through 5 will give you 20 points, and then 6 through 7. Roller Coaster Project is in here as well. This will have calculations and some conceptual stuff, as well as the building of a roller coaster. So those are the basic things that are going through there. You have 55 points from the stars, and you can choose whatever else you want. I think. One thing I didn't talk about was the energy types practice, and that would also be the energy types right here, and the Introduction to Conservation of Energy. Just so you know what they look like. You've seen similar ones before. It's the type of sheets, guided worksheets, where you go through and you have basic definitions and information on the front, notes on the front, and then you have work on the kind of the work that's like step by step takes you through it, holding your hand. That'll be on the back. So that is your energy menu assignment. Probably explained more than I needed to. We'll talk about it on Monday. That's it. Have a great weekend, guys. I look forward to seeing you.